What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing a surprising sleeper hit, a $65 sleeper hit at that, the Fila Disruptor 2. Whether or not you actually know the name of this sneaker, you've probably seen a lot of people rocking these shoes on Instagram and on Twitter. It's kind of like the social media, undercover star. In the normal world, the world of non-sneakerheads, this shoe is one of the most popular out there. This was a shoe that I had been seeing online and even seeing in person for like 2 years and didn't even realize what I was looking at. And then when I actually started to search for this shoe specifically for this video, I realized it's sold out everywhere in both men's and women's sizes. It took me like 2 weeks to find a pair of these in my size online. Fila's website was sold out, all the normal foot sites that you're used to going to, Urban Outfitters. The only place that I could actually find this in stock in my size was Journeys. And even at Journeys, the website said that this shoe was low in stock. And I get it, it's an affordable sneaker. It's $65, that's a great price. But not only is it affordable, it fits within this current fashion trend of bulky dad shoes. And it honestly kind of looks like a more expensive designer shoe, like a Balenciaga or something like that. In fact, that was one of the most common points made online. People loved this shoe because it looked like the more expensive designer shoes. So why don't we dive deeper into this sneaker and find out if the Fila Disruptor 2 is worth the hype. So starting things off, on the upper of the shoe, you've got this pretty smooth but still lightly tumbled white leather upper. And honestly, I was kind of surprised by the quality of the leather, especially for a $65 shoe. It's not the best, of course it's not the best for that price point, but for what you'd expect to be getting, it's pretty solid. You've got a pretty short toe box that leads into the tongue of the sneaker, and at the base of the tongue, you've got this little tag that has the Fila logo embroidered into it. The laces that come on this shoe are these unobtrusive, thin white rope laces, which just do the job. And what's interesting is that the laces actually weave through these individual leather eyelets, which I've never seen them done like this before, and I think it's kind of an interesting touch. It almost looks like a set of teeth, or even fins from the top of the shoe, and I really thought that would be something that would bother me aesthetically, but I really don't mind it. Underneath the laces, you've got this padded white leather tongue, and then at the top of the tongue, you've got this white leather patch with Fila's logo embroidered into it. Then moving inside the sneaker, you've got this plush white sock liner, which feels good against the foot. It doesn't especially lock you into the heel, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of a lifestyle sneaker, so it doesn't need to. The insole of the sneaker comes in white with Fila's logo printed onto the heel. As for fit, the Fila Disruptor 2 fit pretty much true to size. I did have some room around the sides of my foot, so I probably could have gone down half a size, and if you're a narrow footer like me, maybe you could do that as well, but if you're a wide footer, this would probably fit you perfect. Continuing back on the sneaker to the midfoot, you've got this white leather panel with white stitching details that add a little bit more interest. Of course, you've also got Fila's logo embroidered into the side of the sneaker. If you don't really love the way this logo looks, there is a triple white colorway where all the logos are white, so the entire shoe is white, so maybe if you need a white shoe for work, that would be a good way to go. But I personally like the contrast that this logo adds, and this is sort of the OG colorway, so this is the one that I went with. Just below that, you've got this additional leather panel that sort of has this 3D effect to it stitched into the side of the sneaker. That panel isn't actually present on the inside of the sneaker or the medial side of the sneaker. Instead, you just have stitching holes where this panel would be. As you continue back on the sneaker, you get to this sort of low textured heel counter. And then moving around to the heel of the sneaker, you get to this white pull tab and this extra leather panel with Fila's logo embroidered into it. Moving down on the sneaker, you get to this pretty thick white foam midsole, which honestly, if you're a shorter person, this will give you a couple inches, so maybe this isn't a bad sneaker to go with. Although the foam isn't very soft, it is still surprisingly comfortable underfoot, and I was very surprised about how comfortable this shoe was overall. Near the ball of the foot on the lateral side, you've got Fila's logo debossed into the midsole. And then finally, moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you've got this very thick and aggressive outsole. The traction pattern actually looks like it's something you're supposed to use on like extreme hikes, which I've never really seen on a lifestyle sneaker before. And you can even notice it in the side of the shoe. You see the serrated edge, and that's definitely nuts, but I don't mind the way it looks. Overall, the $65 Fila Disruptor 2 is a pretty great sneaker if you can get your hands on it. The materials that are used on this sneaker are surprisingly good for a $65 shoe. It's also very comfortable, and if you like the look of the sneaker, that's another bonus. Even though the Fila Disruptor 2 isn't exactly my thing, it's still an excellent sneaker overall and definitely worth the money. So that pretty much wraps up my review of the Fila Disruptor 2. Now I would love to know your thoughts on this sneaker and whether it's a sneaker you'd ever consider putting in your collection. So make sure to leave those comments in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.